Welcome to this week's Winners on a Wednesday. I'm extremely excited to have on the show Piers because he literally came to the crash course and within 2 weeks he had his first deal and was making money from it. He's now making £3,000 a month income from property. So Piers, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Samuel. Thanks for having me.
You're so welcome, man. Thanks for coming down.
Thank
so
you.
why don't you just tell us a little bit about what happened, because I know you started watching my YouTube videos.
Yeah.
You then got a lead.
Yeah.
And then you were thinking, I need to make sure I've got the right knowledge now. Came to the crash course, got the right knowledge, and then bang, secured it.
So
yeah.
I want to talk about how I got into your videos first.
Okay, go for it.
So obviously, as you know, I've got a small high street estate agent.
Yeah.
And I had a client that come in who was looking to buy a property in Hull. Now, generally, my clients are always buying property around the surrounding area because they're first-time buyers. They don't know nothing about the areas. And this gentleman actually said, I want to buy in Hull. And I'm like, why are you buying in Hull? Because I generally help them do the whole buying process.
Yeah.
So help them with like sorting out their mortgages, part of negotiation and completing with the solicitors and stuff like that. So it's kind of like hand-holding service. So this gentleman said, I went to a crash course with this guy called Samuel. And at that time, I didn't know who you were. So he kind of gave me that Facebook page and he said, this is where I went. And that's why they were interested in Hull. Yeah. So that's where it started. And I thought, okay, cool, interesting. Obviously, I was helping them buy that property. And throughout that time, I was looking at investing myself and I was looking at what are my opportunities. So I went home and I spoke to my brother and I said, my client actually said, this gentleman, do you know him? And he was the one who said, I've seen Samuel's video. So my brother was the one then said, can you have a look as well? So that's when I started looking at your video in July this year, 2018.
Nice one. So July last year, you started watching the videos.
Yeah.
Small world then. So your brother's been watching the videos.
Yeah.
Your clients have been watching the videos, and you thought, I need to see what this is all about.
Yeah, I need to see. But one thing I was surprised in that journey was you're actually making difference for all the estate agent in the UK. Because if you didn't say about Hull, they would have never gone and invested in Hull.
Yep.
So that's such a positive impact to businesses as well.
Yeah.
And that was surprising. And for me, that was like, who's this guy who's actually making people buy all over the UK now?
Yeah.
That's interesting to know, because my client would, if I say them to go and buy in a other location, they'll be like, no, I can't do that. Like, I don't know the area. I want to buy where I live. So that was interesting to see somebody buying a property nearly 5 hours away. That's probably because we've been in crash course now. I understand why they've done it, because they've learned in the crash course how to get the power team ready and stuff like that.
Yeah, because the thing is, if you say, I'm only going to buy near me in case there's a problem and I need to be able to step in, that's a really bad plan A.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not financial freedom. That's a rope around your neck.
Right.
That's, I can never go on holiday because I have to be there if there's a problem. So the real key is to find good people like yourself. You're an estate agent. Find good people that can do the management side of it, which I know you do. And then set up the right systems in place.
Absolutely, and then that was it. So I started watching your videos, all the crash course videos as well, and I told my brother one day, I said, I booked it and it's free.
Yeah.
So that was it. Like, we booked it, we're going in. So end of September, when it was the crash course dates came out. So
just a few months ago now then?
Yeah.
Like maybe 4 months ago?
End of September, so nearly 4 months ago. So we booked it in. And it was, so when we booked the crash course, we didn't know my sister was traveling and my little nephew, who doesn't live in the country, they come in every 2 years to see us. So it happened to be that weekend they were flying back. So that Sunday they were flying back.
Yeah.
So what I had to do was, me and my brother were like, we want to spend time with family, but also we want to go into crash course. So we just went to the crash course, and those 2 days was phenomenal.
Yeah,
I learned a lot,
right.
A lot, and my brother as well, who has always been one of those persons, been in the back. He would always support me in doing things, and he's actually came alongside me together and actually learned. Like 2 days was phenomenal.
Amazing, that's so good. Tell us about this deal then that you secured within how long after the crash course was it when you did
10 days
10 days So 10 days after the crash course you actually secured a deal. And tell us the figures on that deal.
Well, at the moment that's four apartments in total.
So you secured it was one agent, or was it with a landlord direct?
Direct landlord.
Well done. So it was one direct landlord, but he had 4 apartments in a block.
4 apartments in a block,
And how much money are those 4 apartments now making you?
I would say about £3,000.
So you're making £3,000 from just that one landlord?
Yeah, that block. Yes.
So on average about 4,000, and is the money all
3,000?
Sorry, 3,000.
Yeah.
And is the money all coming in now? Is it all set up?
Yes, it is. Yeah. So
That's incredible. So what's the deal then? How does it work?
So he was a landlord who was trying to sell his block first of all, actually.
Block of 4 apartments.
Yeah, block of 4 apartment with a different estate agent.
Yeah.
Had no luck. Came to me and said, Piers, can you let them out? Now, at that time, before that, I didn't know how to, it could take time because letting is, somebody's got to give notice, come and actually take over. So it could take time. And after the crash course, as we learned R2SA on a session that you had, we just went, we could do it.
Yeah.
And that was it. I called him back and said, after the crash course on Monday, I called him and said, can I meet yourself? And he went, yeah. And that was it.
That's
and 10
brilliant.
days later, we signed off the contract.
That is so brilliant. And you know what as well? I don't know if there's any estate agents or letting agents that are going to watch this. But I mean, so many people who are so well positioned in property.
Yeah.
There might be mortgage brokers or estate agents, letting agents, whatever, builders.
Yeah.
But they are missing out on so much money.
No, they're giving it away.
They are.
They're
They're just the middle people that are just passing the deals to everyone. The builders are building on the properties to make the developers rich.
Yeah.
Everyone's... It's just crazy. So I love it. I mean, even when I did my challenge, the FF challenge.
Yeah, correct.
Did you enjoy that, by the way?
Yeah, it was lovely.
It's going crazy, that
Do you
video,
know what,
isn't it?
actually, when you picked the Sheffield, we were in DFE at that time.
Yeah, we were.
And my heart was pumping, and I was like, but we knew you were going to do it.
Yeah.
We just knew it.
I know. But the some of the deals that I found in that week, the estate agents who didn't know who I was have watched the documentary and are now doing deals themselves, like what you've done.
Brilliant.
Because they're thinking, well, I'm in a really good position here. So it's really cool having you as an estate agent, as a property person on the show, because some people might watch this and say, oh, he was already an estate agent, so it's easy for him. But you can always find, you've just got to take the cards that you're dealt with, and then just
it was
do what
just
you've
one
got.
of those. I remember you saying sometimes, that session we had in Crash Course about £20 note.
Yeah.
When you're getting that opportunity, sometimes we don't see it as an opportunity and we let it go.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's all about the mindset.
Yeah.
And those 2 days in Crash Course was, we just sat down and went, here you go. This is what we could have done months ago, and we could, but just getting that knowledge about those 2 days and coming and actually doing it was great.
And those 4 properties that you've got.
Yeah.
Just to be really clear for anyone that isn't familiar with rent to rent.
Yeah.
So you're giving the landlord a guaranteed rent.
Yes, we are.
And then you're re-letting it out.
Yeah.
And then you're keeping the profit. So you don't own it,
No.
but you're doing this with the correct paperwork, the correct contracts. It's above board, it's legal, and you're making £3,000 a month. Some months it might be more, some months it might be a little bit less, but on average, after the 4 months, £3,000 a month. And that's how much time are you having to spend on that?
Because we manage it ourselves, I do spend, I'd say, about a day in total of the week doing all the paperwork and management and stuff like that. But just because it's quite close to me, I do that.
Yeah.
But if I had to now do it somewhere else and actually systemize it, it would be quite easy to do so as well.
Okay. But the thing is, £3,000 a month for 1 day a week is pretty good. It's pretty good.
100%.
It's pretty. Well, how were you doing before that compared to now?
What I want to talk about is actually, I don't know if you remember when in our advanced course. The very first month I was actually, when I got the R2SA, I still didn't have enough knowledge. And when we had our advanced training, when I sat down, I said, Samuel, I had an opportunity to show you my figures, and you said, Piers, you're not making enough money. And one of your quarterly goal was to actually revisit your essays. Guess what I wasn't doing? I didn't have a channel manager at place.
Okay.
And you were the one said, go and get this channel manager. Get it sorted. And since then,
you were doing the work yourself too much, and you didn't have the right team and infrastructure.
Correct.
So now, after getting the power team in place,
it's much more easier using that channel manager now. Straight away, we're getting a lot more presence online. Actually, that channel manager has put us top on Google as well.
Fantastic.
And that's when we started getting real.
Fantastic. And presumably, you're doing a lot less now as well.
We are doing a lot less.
I think it's knowledge is really important, but so's network.
Yeah.
People think the most important thing is having a lot of money. Actually, no. The most important thing is having a lot of knowledge and having a good network, and then the money will just follow.
Correct.
So that's awesome.
Okay.
Okay, so tell us some of the key learning points then that you've, because I know even this weekend, how did it feel? Sorry, I had to ask. How did it feel being on stage in front of 1,000 people?
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. I was actually about to go home. Do you remember?
Yeah.
And you went, Piers, you're not going home. You're meant to go on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was amazing.
Yeah,
It was,
and you were red-eyed. You were so tired.
I was tired. We started our day really early. It was an amazing event.
Yeah.
1,000 of people like helping each other.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me as a
Oh,
crew
man,
at
thanks
that
for
time
coming
as well. So it was about quite late. I was a little bit tired. I was about to leave home. I had an hour journey, and you were like, Piers, you've got to go on stage.
Yeah, I just thought you'd been there. You'd help so well. You're running around with microphones, 1,000 people. I thought I'm not letting him go stage. I'm going to get him on stage.
Yeah.
And we're going to honour him, and you can say a few words.
Yeah, it was amazing.
So I love pushing people out of their comfort zone, and you smashed it, bro.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
So what's been the big learning points then in the last few months of being on the training?
Well, for me, it has been doing the advanced course.
Yeah.
Has showed me a lot of different opportunities.
Because just for the record, anyone who's watching this isn't sure. So you did the crash course.
Yeah.
The crash course enabled you to go and get your first few deals.
Yep.
Which was bringing you £3,000 a month in. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
But because it went so well, you were thinking, if you put £1 in a slot machine and £2 comes out,
Yeah.
you're going to put another £1 in, right?
Correct.
So you gave your time and came to the crash course, but now you're on the academy.
I am, yes.
Which is a 12-month program
12-month program.
where you get to chat with me, and it's very intimate and advanced.
My lifestyle at the moment has turned into being in Samuel Leeds group on Facebook group.
Yeah.
You know, seeing things all the time. But also my biggest takeaway has been I've been in business for nearly 5 years, and spending time with family has been my massive problem.
Yeah.
You know, I've never had a chance to do it. Now I've got so much time to actually give my family as well, which is amazing. But the biggest learning for me has been I do courses pretty much, I'd say, near enough every month in the academy. We do different rent-to-rent course. We did property power explosion. So these courses have put me a lot of tools that I never knew around investment.
Yeah.
I've always been helping first-time buyers and not been able to get into an investor market. So not only you've helped me to understand investment, but you also have helped me to understand what an investor market is.
Yeah.
So it's helped me both way. So now I've got a new deal that I said to you with the SA management.
Yes.
So the story behind
Brilliant.
it is it's amazing because this landlord actually started an SA. He refurbed his 6-bedroom, started himself, couldn't do it, called me and said, do you want to come in? So it's pretty much a no money down deal for me.
Yeah.
So I haven't put anything. He's done everything. He's got the SA ready. I've systemized my business before for SA. Now I can go there and literally I'm doing it as we speak.
The thing is, what you've done, Piers, is you've turned from a estate agent to a property entrepreneur and investor. That's what's happened, right?
Correct.
So before you were just you had a job basically. Was it your business?
Yes.
It was your business, but it was a job. But now you're an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah.
And I know you've worked. How old are you?
27.
Same age as me, man.
Yeah.
Same age as me. Some people are going to watch that and they're going to feel, like bad because of that. Like, oh, these guys are both 27 and I've not achieved that much. You know what? I would encourage just be inspired.
Yeah.
You know, just be inspired because also sometimes I know some people they're quite old and they write themselves off. Like, oh, I'm 60. I'm too old. Well, hold on. If you're 60, you've still got a good 10 years left of working life. Like you can achieve as much between 60 and 70 as I can between 25 and 35. And what you might lack in energy, you make up in experience.
Of course.
So,
and that's what we've learned from your Financial Freedom Challenge.
Yeah.
Is to take that knowledge, go anywhere, and you can still deliver that.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
I've seen that happening within myself and my brother,
Yeah.
who's in the academy as well.
Yeah.
And we're both, giving each other so much feedback on how we can do, how we can do this, how we can approach estate agents, and it has been amazing for us with this education.
And tell us about your background, because I know you've had a tough background. Like you had a franchise that didn't really work.
No, it didn't
Lost
work.
a lot of money, worked a lot of hours.
Yeah, loads of hours. I did 7 days a week. It was a retail franchise.
Yeah.
Didn't work for me at all. Did it for nearly 2.5 years.
Yeah.
At the end, I had to shut it down, which was a bit of a shame. But yeah.
But you could have given up at that point. You could have said, you know what, forget it. I'm just gonna get a job and I'm not going to try and be entrepreneurial anymore.
Yeah.
But you didn't. You carried on.
I carried on.
And I think that's really that's the key to success sometimes. Just carrying on.
It is, and sometimes it's. Before it was just my background is I did my A levels, I've completed it, but I never went to university.
Yeah.
So I've never invested in myself. That has never been the case. I am quite good going online and doing it myself.
Yeah.
But actually not investing in myself.
Yeah.
So 2018, after I joined academy, I've seen the change in myself.
Yeah.
I've invested time, effort, learning property from yourself, and that has completely changed how I think.
Yeah.
How I do things, but also it feels so good to know what you're doing in the right way by having the right knowledge.
Yeah, it is good. I mean, I continually invest in myself. People think that when you finish school, that's it. You don't need to invest in yourself anymore. And they'll happily spend £40,000 going to university, investing in formal education.
Yeah.
But Jim Rohn says formal education makes you a living, but self-education makes you a fortune, which is what you're kind of doing now.
Brilliant.
And tell us about some of the people that you've met on the academy, because I know you come to the dinners and everything, don't you?
Yeah, so we've probably my highlights at the moment is coming to dinner.
Yeah.
Which you treated us. It was lovely, beautiful, luxury place with all these amazing people around the table, sharing experience and stuff. There's amazing numbers of like-minded people.
Yeah.
Like Ben is doing amazing.
Ben Deaton.
Yes.
Yes.
Ben
He'll
Deaton.
be on. I'm trying to grab him on Winners on a Wednesday. He'll come
He
soon. He's
soon.
killing it.
He is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like Ben and there's a few other people that I've made good.
It was really good looking just all down the table.
Yeah.
Maybe 40 people there.
40 people there.
And nearly all of them were like financially free.
Everyone pretty much in there.
It's
So
just like, wow.
And everyone's doing an amazing deal on what's on the table and what's going to happen next for them as well.
Yeah, it's a whole. I love. And people say to me, "Why do you train?" Well, because of this. I love making it alone is boring.
Yeah.
So yes, I run a training business, and yes, it's my mission. But I also just really love it. I love making it alone is boring.
Yeah, but also changing lives is amazing. Because what I've learned from you, why did I come to that crash course? Is to go and give to people what I know.
Yeah.
And it was so good to where I was in September in that chairs, looking at you, going, what do I do next? To now actually standing there in the back and giving support to these people who really want to make it. It was amazing. So
what advice would you give to someone that was looking to do some rent-to-rent deals, but didn't really, maybe they had some training, but then understand rent-to-rent, but what are the best advice you could give to someone besides getting trained, of course?
Yeah.
But what advice would you give to someone who was wanting to go out and do that? They had very little money and they want to start making good cash flow you.
I think education is important, so that's something is important. But you've got to really know before you actually go and do it. You do need to know exactly the right legal side of it.
Yeah.
But also, you can have amazing lot of leads coming through because in your crash course we learn how to get leads.
Yeah.
And a lot of people will go away to know how to get leads, but turning them into deals could be hard.
Yeah. How do you turn a lead into a deal?
There's a lot of steps. I've got a 7-step process where I go through.
Okay. Could you share maybe a couple now?
Yeah. So obviously you look online, you get the lead.
Yeah.
Once you get the lead, you've got to obviously position yourself and investigate that area if you want to invest it or not. Once you've done that, you actually pick up the phone.
Yes.
People
are scared to do that often.
That's the biggest part, picking up the phone and being open and honest. That's probably where a lot of people miss that.
And you know what? I see people, even at the crash course, when they have got to make calls and they're like shaking, aren't they? So scared.
Yeah.
But the best things in life are always on the other side of fear.
Of course.
So love that.
Just picking up the phone and telling exactly what you do.
Honest
and open.
And if it's your first deal, say it's your first deal.
Yeah.
In fact, I think it's an advantage because you could say, you know what, this is actually my first deal, so that's why I'm gonna give you such a good offer.
Yeah, absolutely. And
I'm gonna give you the reason the offer is so good is because it's my first deal, and I want you to be so happy so that you can then give me a testimonial. Sound good?
Absolutely.
Flip the cards. Take the cards that you've been dealt with and use that for your advantage.
I've learned that from you to actually use your landlord to be your seller.
Yeah.
Now my landlords are happy to go, Piers, do you know what? Let me just give you some reference.
Yeah.
And I can speak. So mine now leads are turned into deal by just calling to agents and saying, look, would you mind just giving my landlord reference? He will tell you everything about what I've been given to him.
Absolutely.
And that's an amazing part that the
so
landlord
powerful. So exactly. So you've got a landlord who's happy, And then when you're trying to get another landlord, if they're like, I'm not sure, you just say, listen, why don't you speak to this guy?
Yeah.
And he's now your reference.
Yeah, he's my reference,
Genius.
and he sells it for me, so I don't have to do anything. So that's probably...
What's the next step? Because this is brilliant. Gold.
Okay, so
you find the deal, you do the check, you then pick up the phone, you're totally honest and upfront, then what?
So you go and view the property, obviously.
Yep.
Once you view the property, obviously you give them the right information that's required.
What kind of
which
information?
Which is the legal.
Legal, yeah.
Yeah.
What are the legals?
So is the lease allowing you to do service apartment and the mortgage?
Yeah.
You've got to check those two.
Absolutely.
My deal has, 2 of my deals fall through because of those.
Yep.
The landlord have checked. Yeah.
And that's fine. I'd rather the deal... A lot of people, we call them motivated idiots. They go out and secure deals, but the deals aren't necessarily good or legal. And all that happens is it comes back to bite you in the bum. Because it's going to either lose your money or it's going to damage your reputation.
Of course.
I'd rather a deal fall through up front. Because the landlord, I'd rather be totally honest and the landlord would go, oh, no, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And then say, okay, what if I lost? And 2 minutes of my time.
Yeah.
Or I check the lease, it's no good. Okay, I've lost the deal.
Of course.
Then just do it anyway. And then find out that the lease is no good, or the mortgage company doesn't permit it, or something like that.
Absolutely, and also it doesn't help other people who want to do it properly. So I've had an instant when a estate agent has said, I don't want to deal with any service apartment company because I've had bad experience.
It's such, you know what, and that's one of the things that for me, being an influencer in the property world and a trainer, it's a fine line because I want to inspire people on my YouTube channel to go out and do it. I'm like, go and do it, because the learning is in doing. But at the same time, when you hear stories like that, like what did the agent say?
They just said they had bad experience.
With a motivated idiot?
So somebody who's done service apartment with them before and do not want to deal. And they're the agent. I looked online on Rightmove and they've got the most lot of stock and the best stock. Now they don't want to deal with any service apartment.
It's such a shame. But the thing is, you, who've been trained properly and are doing it properly, using the right systems, are actually helping me. Because you're going to be successful, and then the agent will be like, oh, I dealt with an investor, and I dealt with someone, brilliant. But then when I phone them, they'll be like, oh, I've done this before, it's easy. So you'll pave the way. So my success students are making my life easier by paving the way, helping the economy. But the people that do not do us any favours are the people that go out and do it wrong. What do you say? What do you think is more dangerous? Because I don't know. Someone that takes massive action with no knowledge, or someone that gets lots of knowledge but will never take the action.
I would. Now I wouldn't be able to tell that either myself, honestly, because it is. But you've got going back to having that knowledge, but also implementing that knowledge. That's probably the biggest word I've learned from you. And I've done it days in, days out, is implementation. You've taught me.
I want to inspire people, but I also want to train people so they can implement. I don't just want to inspire people so there's a whole bunch of people with fire in their bellies, but not knowing what to do. But at the same time, I could tell them what to do. I could give them all the information. But if they've not got the fire in their belly, then they'll... So it's this constant rowing of a boat with 2 oars, which is being inspired and taking action, and then having the knowledge and the training, which is just so important.
It's a balance of both, and which we've learned from you is to do it together. And everything you're learning, put it in place, and learn, put in place, and it shows that results will come.
Of course. If you follow the steps, of course they'll come. Like I don't know a single person that's on the academy that's doing my advanced training who is taking action and attending the programs and failing. Not one. So, I mean, some people obviously don't take the action, but most do. But okay, so you then do the legals, check everything's okay, and then what?
Now, one thing I've been very good with is, obviously sending the contract and signing it, closing it very quickly. You don't want to give too much time to close a contract. So obviously I'll send the contract, meet the landlord straight away, get it signed off.
Do you have a reason to put a short? Because do you create any urgency or anything? Like one of the things I say, but I'd love to know what you say. Is I'll say something like, "Look, I've got quite a few other properties to see, so I'll get you the contracts and stuff over. But how soon? They're the magic words. How soon would you be able to read it over and get it back to me?
Absolutely.
Do you do anything similar?
I do because the fact that I know I want to move on quickly with that deal. Although I've got loads of leads coming through the other end. I'll always let landlords say, would it be okay if I send you the contract? Please have a read. If you've got any question, I'm free tomorrow morning. We'll have a little chat.
Yes, brilliant. Rather than just saying, there's a contract, read it and get back to me in your own time. Because then you want to strike while the iron's hot
Yeah.
and close the deal.
And close the deal.
There's nothing wrong with closing the deal. Sometimes people you need to make it very easy for them
Yeah.
to do the deal.
But also give them the support and say, look, I'm
Yeah.
free tomorrow morning, just give me a call.
Yeah.
That way, then, if they don't give you a call, we can give them a call and say, oh, I'm guessing everything's fine. Have you signed the contract?
Yeah.
And that's the easiest part.
Yeah.
That is really the easiest part.
But then once you've done these types of deals, like you've met lots of people yourself on the training, and you've done it yourself. I think that it's not that difficult to make very good money when you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's like you said, 1 day a week, $3,000 a month, and you're just getting started.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, it's hard in one sense,
Yeah.
or there are steps you need to learn,
Yeah.
but once you know the steps, it's very, very
It
simple.
is very
I mean, I'm
easy.
a very simple guy. I'm not a super intelligent person. I'm not very academic. You didn't go to university.
No.
We're just normal people smashing it out the park. I'm just 10, 12 years ahead of you, but I'm sure you'll overtake me one day.
Thank you.
What will be your final kind of words of advice to people watching this that are wanting to get into property?
Well, first of all, I would say, look, Crash Course is where it all starts.
Everyone says that, and it's almost like I tell them to say that.
No, it is, because for me, it's happened.
Yeah.
You know, whereas if it was July, I never knew who you were.
Yeah.
You know, my clients bought property because you've inspired them to now for you to do this Crash Course in thousands, and the energy level 10 you call it.
Yeah.
I use that word a lot nowadays.
Yeah.
Level 10. Deliver that to people. It's important that you know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
There's free stuff online. Your YouTube channel's got so much content free for
Yeah.
people to learn.
Yeah.
But it could only take you to a certain level.
Yeah, because it's like the theory to a driving test.
Yeah.
You do the theory,
Yeah.
you watch the videos, you read the workbooks, and then you go do the practical.
Absolutely.
And what we do at the Crash Course is the practical.
Is a practical, and we actually spend a lot of time finding deals on the Crash Course. People
Yeah.
find deals.
Yeah.
So education part has been the biggest thing for me. Like I said, I've never invested in myself, and this is the only time I've done it, and it's paying off really quickly.
Love that.
You inspire me as an entrepreneur anyway, and I've said you many times. But the fact that it's not only impacting my property journey, but also impacting my entrepreneur journey, which is knowing exactly what to do in business and what not to do in business. So thank you so much for inspiring.
Mate, you're so welcome. It's such a pleasure to work with you.
Thank you
and
so
look
much.
forward to continuing to watch your success.
Thank you.
Cheers, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching the video. That is the reason why I'm doing this. Your success is my oxygen. Every single week we've got people becoming financially free. If you'd like to see more success students, you can do that right here. But what I'd really suggest is, why don't you come and join us at the Property Investors Crash Course? Come along, my guest, completely free, and I'll personally be there for 2 days to help you get started. You can see what happens right here. What you'll notice is all of these stories, they all start at the Crash Course. So come along, my guest, can't wait to see you there. Peace out.